Welcome to NTV News at 5:30. We'll have fireworks stands in Kearney, Grand Island, and Hastings, and Habitat and Humanity in Grand Island. All coming up next. You've likely already heard the boom as fireworks stands open in the Tri-Cities today. Welcome to 5:30 News. I'm Jack Graham. Dave Eskra with Marv's Fireworks says he's hoping to take advantage of 7-day stands in Kearney. 2 years ago, the community upped its sale times by 1 day, and Eskra says 6-day sales hurt business when there was a year without a Saturday. This 4th of July takes place on a Saturday, and he says he expects strong sales.
It's worked okay. It gets pretty dead in the middle of the week anyway. Everybody goes back to work, and except for the people that are coming in and shopping during the week, it kind of dies down for tomorrow and Tuesday. But it'll pick up again Wednesday and then goes really strong through Saturday.
Lines were long as Grand Island fireworks stands also opened today, while Hastings stands started selling yesterday. Some state recreation areas in Nebraska are planning to allow fireworks on Independence Day celebrations. The Game and Parks Commission says visitors can shoot off fireworks from 8 a.m. until midnight on the 4th. However, only at these select parks. Signs will point towards designated fireworks sites, and boundaries will be clearly marked. Using fireworks elsewhere in state areas or at other times is prohibited. The Commission urges visitors to use caution and says only fireworks approved for sale in Nebraska can be used. A neighborhood transformation is complete. A Grand Island area Habitat for Humanity dedicates their 81st house. It is almost time to hand over the keys to Shannon Parkinson and her daughter Gracie, who calls her new house a castle. It's far from what the site looked like when the nonprofit started working with the city back in 2009 to get Department of Economic Development Neighborhood Stabilization Program funds.
What we had here was a really deteriorated structure, and I think 4 outbuildings that the fire department really didn't even want to go in to burn down the property because it was in such bad shape. So I've talked to the neighbors and said, so what do you think about the transformation? And they've been saying, now ours is the worst house in the neighborhood, and their house is lovely.
GI Habitat's 82nd home is already under construction, and 83 will break ground soon. Hear from the new owner of their last project, finished tonight at 10. A Grand Island man wants $400,000 from the city after he claims the utility department destroyed electrical equipment in his home. Michael Brewer says city utility crews hooked power lines to his house backward last October. The error caused Brewer's appliances and walls to ignite, ruining the house's wiring, plumbing, furnace, air conditioner, sprinkler system, and some personal property. Grand Island Utilities Director Tim Lushinger did not contest the department's fault, and the City Council has 6 months to either approve or deny the claim. If it denies the claim or does nothing, Brewer has the right to sue. Grand Island public school officials say the 4 bids received to build a new Star Elementary School were higher than they had hoped. The bids ranged between $17 and $19 million. Dan Petch, Director of Buildings and Grounds, says the results were not completely unexpected because they came during most contractors' busiest seasons. However, Petch also says demand for construction company services has increased following the high number of school bond issues approved by Nebraska voters in recent months. Star Elementary is scheduled to be completed in summer 2017, and the Grand Island School Board is expected to consider bids next month. Nebraska's university system says nearly 90 faculty members at 3 of its campuses have taken buyout offered last fall. The new buyout has freed up more than $9 million for hiring of new faculty and staff. In addition, the buyout has provided a one-time payout equal to 90% of the base salary for tenure-track faculty ages 62 or older and with at least 10 years of experience at NU. Only 4 people at the University of Nebraska-Kearney took the buyout, while 85 did at UNL and UNO combined. Still coming up, we'll take you to a fishing tournament at Harlan Reservoir where 2 Wilcox firemen won big. Stay with us. Members of the Wilcox Fire Department were reeling in the catch of the day, all to raise money for much-needed equipment. The 5th annual two-man fishing tournament at the Harlan County Reservoir took place today. This family-oriented event is their biggest one yet, netting 26 teams. Fish size varied from your pet store-sized goldfish to a catfish Guy Harvey himself would be proud of. Organizers say having something unique like this seemed like the perfect fit.
We're this close to the lake, and it's a really good deal for us and for the marina or wherever to kind of helps everybody out. And a lot of our people in our department like to fish or involved with that kind of stuff, so we just thought it'd be a change of pace for everybody.
Nearly $1,200 from today's tournament will go towards the purchase of new bunker gear. Organizers plan to continue this as an annual event. Coming up, a dramatic end to a 3-week-long manhunt. Details on how police were finally able to capture the second prison escapee in New York this afternoon. Also, a setback for a new space rocket set to bring supplies to the International Space Station. We'll show you that and more when NTV News at 5:30 returns. Breaking news tonight out of New York. Convicted murderer and escaped prisoner David Sweat has been captured by authorities, bringing an end to a 3-week-long search. New York State police officers shot and wounded Sweat after encountering him this afternoon, according to law enforcement sources. Sweat was taken into custody roughly 2 miles from the Canadian border and has been transported to the hospital. Sweat's condition was not immediately clear. However, his apprehension comes 2 days after Richard Matt, his partner in crime, was shot dead by officers in New York State. The two convicted killers spent more than 3 weeks on the run after escaping a maximum security prison in upstate New York. A SpaceX rocket found for the International Space Station exploded minutes after taking off from Cape Canaveral, Florida today. The ship was unmanned, but was carrying supplies for astronauts aboard the ISS. As Jeremy Roth reports, NASA and SpaceX are investigating the cause.
One ignition sequence start and liftoff of the SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket, adding to the International Space Station access for future American rockets.
Everything appeared to be going to plan during the launch of the Falcon 9 rocket.
Vehicle on course, on track.
But then, 2 minutes and 19 seconds later, the unmanned spaceship exploded, all caught on NASA's video feed.
And we appear to have had a launch vehicle failure.
The SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket was carrying 2 tons of supplies to the International Space Station, including 1,500 pounds of food and provisions. This is the third recent mishap of a craft meant to service the ISS. CNN aviation analyst Miles O'Brien.
It's a big setback for the International Space Station program, for sure.
This is a blow to us. We lost a lot of important research equipment on this flight.
NASA officials say despite today's explosion, the space station crew is well supplied.
From a macro level standpoint, the crew's in no danger. We're moving forward. The teams are ready to support.
The investigation will be conducted by SpaceX with Federal Aviation Administration oversight. According to NASA, future flights to support the space station will go forward as planned. I'm Jeremy Roth, reporting.
And on to sports. The IFL commissioner hinting at expansion the other night. Yep, he was at the Danger Game Friday and had some comments about the expanding the league. Details up next. Wayman James leads the IFL with more than 50 rush yards per game. Friday, his first career playoff game, didn't start the way he planned it.
Everybody was just looking to make plays, and we wanted to execute and really not make mental mistakes. And the first thing I did is go out there and I fumbled the ball. So I was kind of down on myself. But you know what? All the older guys, they just picked me back up and just told me, don't worry about it, forget it, and go to the next play. And ended the game, and I played a great game. My lineman blocked down the field for me. My receivers did a great job blocking for me, and it was a great game.
James made up for it, ending up with 3 touches for 23 yards and 2 scores. Also caught a touchdown as well. The Danger now are prepping to meet the undefeated Sioux Falls Storm in the United Bowl on July 11th. Nebraska and Sioux Falls dominate the playoff picture lately, but there could be some new teams in the mix soon. IFL Commissioner Michael Allshouse at the game Friday says the IFL expansion likely coming soon.
You know, something that is usually our number one goal here at the IFL is expansion and adding more teams, more quality playing partners for our current core group of teams. We're in the process of that right now. We're knee deep in expansion efforts, and I would anticipate some exciting news here in the very near future about our plans for next season.
After high school graduation, countless student athletes choose to end their career. Axtell's Hannah Kring is one of them. The three-sport athlete choosing to forego her lifelong dream of playing college volleyball, focusing all of her time and attention to studies. After knee and ankle surgery, the decision was clear.
I just really want to focus on school, and with all my injuries, I don't know if I can go through that anymore because I'm a person that likes to give 100%. And with having injuries, I knew that I couldn't give 100%, and I am a person, if I can't give 100%, it's just not going to go well.
Former Wildcat plans to major in business at UNK, then attend the Xenon Cosmetology School in Grand Island after receiving her first degree. Drive through Harmon Park in Kearney before 7 a.m., and splashing is the main noise. Kearney's Greater Nebraska Swim Club team is hard at work before most high school kids are even awake. The swimmers aren't always chipper by the time they get to the pool, but they recognize the importance of putting in the work.
You just got to get up and do it. I mean, everyone gets up and does something in the morning. Like, everyone goes to work, everyone goes to lifting in the morning. But for me, it's just like I've been doing this almost my whole life, and I just enjoy swimming a lot, and I just get up and go swim. It's just part of my daily life, I guess.
Just wanting to know where you're going to go, because I want to work better on my long distance races and on my butterfly races, and I know I need to get out here and work harder.
High school workouts start as early as 6:50. Younger kids show up around 9. Tonight at 10, we'll hear all about the program from director on how GNST is benefiting the Kearney High swim program. The Royals trying to complete the sweep in Oakland. No score in the third. As the A's with the runner on second and third, Ben Zobrist flying out to deep right. Alex Rios hauling it in just shy of the track. Eric Sogard tags up and scores 1-0 Oakland. Next batter coming up shortly, Josh Riddick. Hits a mile-high pop-up, and no, I got it. No, you got it. No, nobody's got it. Oh, man. Stephen Vogt jogs in with 2 outs. Tied in the 6th. Omar Infante slaps one to right field. Gets an RBI there. Brings one in for the home team, the Royals. And at last check, it was KC up 5-3 in the 9th inning. Think you're bad at upgrading computer software? Get this. That's the next segment.
Sarah.
Think you're bad at upgrading computer software? Probably not as bad as me. Get this, the U.S. Navy is still using Windows XP more than a year after Microsoft ended supporting that system, and it's costing millions of dollars. The Navy says it relies on a number of older legacy computers and programs that require the 14-year-old Windows XP software. That's as old as my little sister. So the Department of Defense is paying Microsoft $9 million a year to continue updating XP for Navy ship systems. That's to patch any security holes that could be exploited by hackers. The Navy originally set an April 30th deadline to upgrade all its computers. Regina has our final look at forecast, but I don't think she's going to be in for that. Coming up tonight at 10, we'll check in on that.